Welcome to the new infamous The Godfather 1 edition.
Men did when they weren't, being shot at or shooting somebody. They're just waiting around. They're just waiting around. It's shitty as
Oh,
fuck.
in the movie, in the movie, what they kind of did was, they lived it up. They spent the money that they earned, with substances and sex, and it's a kind of life like every day I'll live for pleasure, and maybe tomorrow I won't be alive anymore, but that's it. It's a horrible life. I don't know why anybody would.
Bodyguard, the guy that didn't show up the day he got shot, did he deserve to get whacked or not?
Well, I was going to mention
paid
that.
months ago, right?
Sorry.
Huh?
He was paid or threatened not to shoot.
No, he said that he was sick, and he shows up at the house sick, and then Sonny tells Clemenza, or one of those, the fat mobster, you're gonna take care of this guy. Put that on top of your list.
Yeah,
which he does.
Well, yeah,
it's one of the most famous phrases in the movie is drop the gun and take the cannolis. It's just one of the most famous phrases in the movie. Okay, now drop the gun and take the cannoli after they kill the guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, that question you just asked, it takes me back to what I said before. When you say does somebody deserve to die, what does that mean? That means
no, I didn't say deserve to die.
Yeah,
the question is that, do you think, because there's no proof of this, do you think that the guy got whacked because he was authentically sick and couldn't make his bodyguard duty, or was he in cahoots with the other mobsters?
I said it's statistically unlikely that the guy would be sick on the same day that Mr. Corleone is scheduled to be whacked.
Well, he had been sick before.
Well, exactly. He had been sick a number of times during that month.
Yeah.
Well, in that case.
Yeah, my opinion on that is it goes back. I thought that case was important for the movie because it goes back to say what I was saying before. When you say, like, does he deserve to die, right? Okay, so we can imagine in any case, even if he was in cahoots with the other guy, right? Let's say, all right, you would say that it would be kind of a revenge. But again, these people are all caught up in the shitstorm, and that guy's just a lowly bodyguard, So if you think about it like objectively, you're saying, okay, maybe he just, he should have been there, but he wasn't. But he didn't kill anybody, right? So you wouldn't say that he deserved to die, right? In any case, right? Because that's what I'm saying, is because we're coming from a place where deserve actually means something deeper.
Yeah, well,
it's connected to something deeper. But for these people, wait. For these people, if you deserve to die or not is a question of a decision of the chief, of the boss. You see, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Deserving, what is just, what is unjust, what is right, what is wrong. In this world, it hangs on the perception that the boss has of you, and nothing else. If the boss thinks that
comes down to not taking any chances, right?
Yeah, but if the boss thinks you deserve to die, he doesn't have to explain it. Maybe he doesn't like your face. Maybe he doesn't like your face. Maybe he doesn't like the way you walk. Maybe he doesn't like the way you talk. Maybe he doesn't like the way you looked at him. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to say. That's how fucked up this world is.
Okay, but from a simple point of organization and competition, if you have an employee that you suspect is leaking information to your to your
How I deal with it.
yeah, okay, leaking information to your competitors, or simply does not show up to work, you'd fire the guy, right? You would fire the guy, not the same way you would fire, not the same way the mafia fires people, but you would fire the guy. You would, if he was your employee, you'd fire him because either the guy doesn't show up to work, or he's actually working for somebody else and he's undermining your efforts to grow your business. So it's just from a simple economic and like competitive organizational point of view, they were absolutely right to kill the guy.
Of course not.
They were, because
Well, it's kind of like being fired, except you can't fire one.
rules. He knows who's who. You know who does what. You can't just say, okay, well, listen, it's been nice working, working from, but we no longer want your services. It doesn't work that way.
Not to let you go.
Yeah, this guy knows too much about you. He can either take you to the cops, or he'll take you to your one of the other families. He'll just, listen, this is how these guys work. This is where they have their money. This is where they're investing. This guy takes a leak at this hour, and he always crosses the street. You can whack him then, and that's why it's a very different kind of pink slip that these guys get when they're no longer wanted.
Yeah, exactly. It goes back to what I said before. Nothing is sacred for these guys. It's one mistake that is connected to another mistake that's connected to another mistake. It's a mistake for you to live that kind of life. It's a mistake for you to hire anybody to live that kind of life. And then it's also a mistake for you to get rid of somebody like that. You see, it's like a chain of shit.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's the original shit. There's the original shit, and then all the shit that comes from that, But from in our normal language, right? It's not right. None of this is right. They're not right to do any of this. They're wrong to do a world to whack this guy, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. In that case, I would say, in that shit world, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because basically, what I'm saying, Rod, is that if we get all these things that the mafia is doing in this movie, and we take the killing and the illegal activities out, then what you really have are a couple corporations fighting over market shares. And that's basically it's kind of like a corporate war, but literally a war.
It reminds me, I have a book that has to do with this. Go ahead and let me just look for it quickly.
But that's basically, if you take out all the killing, the drugs, the prostitution, the extortion, and you just look at this as a business, then basically each family is just trying to expand its territory and the number of customers and services that they provide. Of course, everything they're doing is absolutely wrong. The prostitution, the drugs, the murders, the extortion, but but that's kind of the organization. So you can kind of see that in a sense of economic or an economic world, or basically a economic system. This is what it works. This is how it works. This is basically an illegal market that's self-regulated, basically.
Oh, by the way, just on a note, if you guys haven't watched it, we're watching it right now. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called The Terminal List. It's pretty good.
I heard good things.
This is the first business book I ever bought.
Wow,
Okay,
that's aggressive business practices, huh?
No, it's
aggressive growth,
it's
right?
really, this book is so funny, guys, because it kind of says it explains to you how because they're very well organized, right? They get shit done. They make a lot of money, right? So this takes away all the shit and just tries to understand how they organize. Let's say it focuses on their organizational
Efficiency.
efficiency. Yeah, yeah. It's actually very really interesting book to read, and it's quite funny because it starts like this. If you read about the author,
So, Rod, we have to be inclusive here. You're talking about a book, and not everybody. I mean, that Marcelo can't even read. So let's try to do something everybody can do.
Dude, this is being recorded. I told you that in confidence.
no, I don't know where it is, but, yeah, but it says here like about the author, and it says like, well, we can't really say who it is. At this point, he'd rather not be known. And then so here it says, as regras para iniciantes são sempre as mesmas, tanto para os de dentro como os de fora da máfia. Mantenha sua boca trancada, os olhos abertos, o zíper fechado e faça o que lhe mandarem fazer. Naturalmente, como em qualquer negócio, os iniciantes terão de puxar muito o saco. So it teaches you how to kiss ass. Já imaginou se você der uma porrada no cara errado? Aprenda a arte de fazer perguntas.
Okay.
You don't want to kick the shit out of the wrong guy, so learn how to communicate. It's just the whole book. The
I'm
whole
quite
book is
sure
like
that
this.
was a
It's hilarious.
I'm quite sure that was a mistranslation, because that book was probably written in English, and the original sentence was probably, "Can you imagine if you whack the wrong guy?"
Yeah, exactly. Here it
And they
says,
probably translated it, "Kick the ass out."
sugestões preciosas que você encontra aqui. Pense muito, fale pouco, escreva ainda menos. Another one. Nada pesa menos do que uma promessa. Don't believe any promises.
Yeah.
A única maneira de manter um segredo é não contá-lo. If you don't want shit getting out, keep your mouth shut. That's some good advice here,
advice,
actually. Yeah, because I mean, they are also an organization. We can't forget that. They have this practical side.
Yeah,
I mean, they're efficient. They're efficient. You can't take that away from them.
When you don't work within regulations, you the shortest distance from A to B is easily found. It's just,
Yeah, well, they do work within. They do work within certain limitations. Like they know that there is a justice system. There are police. There are ask Al Capone, right? And there are also some of their internal shit, laws, which is like, that if you whack a certain guy, like you said before, like a higher up, that's pretty much committing suicide. So that's something that you might want to take into consideration. There are some kind of natural limitations, but I think that the historical side of this is very interesting. If you read about the history of the mob, it goes back centuries and centuries. It's kind of like they have similar similar origins as like the Freemasons. It's like an initiation club. When you're in,
yeah,
you're in. When you're out, you're out. You keep your mouth shut. And then they have their objectives and they help each other out. And the Freemasons are like that. If you're a Freemason, for example, and another Freemason knocks on your door, you should take him in if he needs a place to stay, for example, even if you don't know the guy.
Yeah, there's another reason why I can never be a Freemason.
You really see Don Corleone in the height of his magnificence, with the tux, and giving orders left to right. He's at the height of his power, and quite frankly, I think that is like Marlon Brando probably at his best as well. So from an acting point of view, I think that maybe Marlon Brando might have created the most memorable character in the history of movie making. But really, Marlon Brando, that character that he created is absolute absolute memorable. I mean, nobody's ever gonna. He's so recognized, and it's not because his role was even so important. If you think about it, he didn't do that much in the movie. He was mostly, shot most of the time, out of, in bed or something, and then in the end he just kicks it. So it's not like, I mean, Al Pacino, he did a lot more in that movie than Marlon Brando. Yet,
Yeah, for sure.
yet, the real memorable character in that movie is Marlon Brando's character. And that Marlon Brando's really, I saw a documentary on him once. I think that he's probably maybe the best actor that there has ever been, from a technical point of view. Discipline, creativity, dedication, transformation. So yeah, there's
Oh,
that
here's
as well.
another weird thing about this movie. Speaking of acting and speaking of movie on a more serious tone, Al Pacino. This is the only movie in which Al Pacino doesn't act like Al Pacino.
Oh,
He's
that's not
actually
true.
acting in this movie because every single movie after that, he's acting like the same fucking character. And in
What
this
the-
one, he's not.
You're right, Helder. I think that that was also his best character.
Yeah, it was his only character. The rest were like, well, I don't know what the fuck. They just kept repeating the same thing, This one, he was acting.
Yeah. But you know why? It's because he was very silent in this movie.
That's true.
In this movie, he was much more of a thinking guy than a talking guy, and in the other movies, he's more of a blabbermouth. But you're right. I mean, if you have to shut up so that people can tell that you're not a great actor, then there's definitely a problem there. But I would definitely put Al Pacino as not one of the great range actors. For example, Tom Hanks kicks the shit out of him easily. As far as range is concerned, he could do the Castaway. He could do Captain Phil, right? Or
I don't know.
Oh, and as far as other movies that were memorable, there is this one, The Godfather, for sure, and then I got to throw Heath Ledger in there for Joker. That was up there, or maybe very close second. Very close second.
Yeah, but you know what the problem with Heath Ledger is?
Yeah.
That it's part of being an actor is not letting your character get you killed. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that jokingly. I actually read this in Stanislavski's book about an actor prepares, and he's like the pope of acting methods, right? And he said there's a certain danger in creating a character properly because it's a deeply psychological process, not only physical but psychological as well. And a good actor has to be responsible to not get so caught up in his character that drives him mad or makes him suicidal, right? And from I read about that character, the Joker, with Ledger, Ledger, right? Ledger.
Yep.
With Ledger, was that like, oh, he locked himself inside a hotel room for days and days to create this actor, which means that he was just like driving himself mad in a way.
Well, that's a sacrifice that I am willing to make.
Well, a good actor has to stay alive to make other movies. That Heller, you're a bad investment as an actor because all that work and then what? Then you're gone. That doesn't make you very productive. So it's part. It's like saying that a kamikaze is a good pilot. It's. I don't know. Anyway, so
The Joker was his money shot.
But definitely,
Okay.
Is there a character that's more memorable than the Godfather created by Marlon Brando?
Darth Vader.
True that.
Darth Vader.
Well, fuck
Biggest,
off, Rod.
the most badass villain ever made, Rod. This guy is.
He's not a character. He's a suit.
Darth Vader is so complete that it took two actors to make one character.
Darth Vader is not an actor. He's a suit.
No,
Yes, he is. He's a suit with a voiceover. That's all he is.
can you imagine how hard that is to convey all the emotion, all the evil through
Oh,
just a
and,
voice and hand gestures? You don't see the guy's face ever.
yeah, well, it's his suit is made to convey evil, and then the voiceover is just a voiceover. So no,
But
anybody can do Darth Vader.
you're talking about memorable characters, Rod.
Anybody
Memorable
can do.
characters,
Look,
not actors.
anybody
Not
can do.
actors.
Anybody can do Darth Vader.
You said memorable characters, not actors.
Oh, memorable characters as created by actors, not as created by the writers. You know, maybe if you go in that direction, though, yeah, the most memorable character in the world is Superman. You know,
No,
because
not really. It's not very
yeah,
memorable.
yeah, he's super memorable. He's Superman, so therefore he becomes super memorable because you know he can fly, he goes to space, he's indestructible. You know, and Superman has a very interesting characteristic, which is he could totally be the dictator of the world, but he doesn't. He abstains from that, and that is actually very interesting as a character.
Right. How did we go from Godfather to Superman?
Memorable characters.
Okay, all right. Dan,
You brought up Darth Vader, you know, so I get to bring up Superman.
okay, I'm not gonna even get into Yoda. Look. Okay, so I haven't heard from Daniel for a while. So Dan,
Listen, I gotta agree. He isn't memorable. Everybody knows Jar Jar Binks. Everybody knows heard of him.
that's
Not
true.
in a good
Actually,
way.
not in a good way. Yeah, but
It
that's
is.
true.
That's beyond
Everybody's
the
very
point. We're talking about
traumatized.
characters that have had an impact on the franchise, positive or negative. He's up there.
Well,
He's at the
actually,
top.
Daniel has a point. He is memorable, right? But
That's true.
but yeah, again, the problem is that it's not an actor.
That's
like
true.
Okay,
Superman, you know?
no. Let's just get back to the movie. Let's get back to the movie. So I haven't heard from Daniel yet on what his favorite part of the movie was, or what he thought was most interesting.
I like that sets the whole setting for the movie. The beginning, the wedding, the whole wedding part, and when Don Corleone is introduced as a character, at least for me. Now, as far as character, one interesting character, I just think it's interesting just because it seems to be I don't know how to explain it, just so realistic. Fuck. The hothead brother, what's his
Sonny.
Sonny.
Yeah, he did a good job, that guy.
Yeah, so that's James Caan, right? He actually
Yeah,
died,
exactly.
like died yesterday or whatever.
Really?
Really? Had no
James
idea.
Caan, yeah, he died like yesterday. I think it was yesterday
That's too bad.
or the day before. But
They finally
yeah,
got
so
him.
he's done a lot of good movies. He's a really good actor.
Yes. Yeah, he is.
So,
in it.
so that type of character, it's I don't know. He did a really good job there as far as I like what he did there. It was interesting.
Yeah.
He did a really good job. The actor that did Michael's brother, not Sonny, but the scrawny. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was kind of like this awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He's actually
just
older.
absolutely-
He's actually older, but he's not.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's
not-
kind of.
yeah.
But he's very weak.
Yeah. So I really like the way that guy played him. Not only I know we're discussing only the first movie, but the second movie as well. This guy did just an awesome job.
Yeah, no, he did. He did.
I think I can't think of anybody else to play better that character better. You know, if you look at other actors, I thought that guy was such a perfect fit for the character he played.
All right, but
He did
we
a
should see
similar-
this for
He
our.
did it perfectly.
He had a similar character in a movie with Robert De Niro called The Deer Hunter, and he plays a similar type.
I haven't seen it.
The Deer
No.
Hunter. it's worth watching. It's a good movie. It's a bit dark, but it's definitely worth. That guy actually in real life was like married to Meryl Streep. He was actually in the movie too. The Deer Hunter.
Really? That guy's married
Yeah.
to Meryl Streep?
He was, yeah. He died of cancer apparently.
Oh, that's
Because I remember, yeah, that was a great character. But I remember the Deer Hunter. He did a phenomenal job in that movie. It was a similar type of character. Just it's kind of fucked up and.
Well, that's another one for our list, I guess. We can watch the Deer Hunter and
Eh,
yeah.
it's I don't know for movie. I mean, it's not for everybody. I mean, I'd actually rather not watch it again. It's a very sad movie.
Yeah.
But it's a very good movie. It's worth watching at least once. It's very, very interesting with the
I-
Christopher Walken
Uh-huh.
and De Niro. And,
I think I might have seen it. De Niro tends to make heavy movies, like also that one. What is it? Blackwater, Darkwater, or something.
I don't know.
That he's a convict, and then he gets out of jail, and then he wants to get revenge on the.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
No, that's not. That's Cape Fear.
Cape
Cape
Fear. That's
Fear.
right. Yeah, that one, man, that was scary. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a lot of suspense in that.
Não, fica still. Fica dando pra provar.
Yeah, but
What's happening? Did I miss something?
okay, but so in that scene, the issue, do you think it was proper for Sonny to beat up the other guy because he was beating up his wife?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. What else?
I'm just kidding, Rod. Rod, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but
What I'm really trying to debate here is, should wife beating be legalized?
look,
Your thoughts?
I actually want to talk about something. So in the end, they actually killed the husband, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael kills the husband, and before
And
he
he
gets
blatantly lies to his sister. Yeah.
before but right before that, he gets a confession from him.
Yeah, but he lies to his sister and says, no, it's fine.
And
we're
then-
not going to do anything to him.
I just wanted to mention something connected to what's called I think it's called symbiology or something. There's a word for this. It's pretty much like what the things that they put in plays and movies to kind of convey something, to symbolize something, right? There's a word for this, symbiology or something like that. Anyway,
yeah.
so I don't know if you
Symbology.
guys, I don't know if you guys noticed this.
No.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when Michael was
Symbolism. Yeah, that's it.
no, it's a proper word for theater.
Symbology. I don't know.
Something like that.
Okay, right. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know if you guys noticed that when he was interrogating the husband,
Yeah.
getting the confession.
Yeah.
There was a crow outside,
No, I didn't realize that.
or a raven, I don't know, and so he's like talking to him, and you hear, right, and then
I didn't even.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
well, yeah, if it's well done, it's supposed to be subconscious, right? It's because I pay attention to this, because I actually read a book about this. I have a book about this. And then also I remember our infamous about the raven, right?
Mhm.
We mentioned that it was traditionally, it's a sign of coming of death, right?
Mhm.
So they put that in the movie as well, which I thought, yeah, that was quite clever. And then he's in the car right before he gets killed, and then the guy.
Nice. Oh, in this movie we're watching, The Terminal List, there's a scene where the good guy gets another guy.
All right.
And he
Don't
lives his-
tell me. I want to watch it.
No, it's not
Later.
part of the story. It's not part of the story. He gets some other guy and he rips his stomach open.
I'm gonna put you on a Disney Bambi movie for 1 month so you can recover some of your
Next
purity.
movie. Next movie is Toy Story.
What?
Fucking Shrek, something.
We're gonna watch. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
No, no.
Snow
Next
White.
movie.
Gypsy, la la. Oh.
Look, next movie. I'm gonna give you guys, since it's my choice, I'm gonna give you guys two options. Okay, Chucky,
No,
Leprechaun.